Hey, everybody. It's Business Pants back. We're back. I feel like we were off for too long. A few days at least.
It does feel like it's been a while.
I'm Damian Rollis. That's Matt Mascardi. Matt sounds like shit because he's sick.
Well, I just sound like I've been smoking for 40 years.
Or that you traveled and got sick. You pick one or the other.
Oh, it had nothing to do with the travel. It's
Sure.
I have a stressful life. It's just
says the man who's planning on taking a plane to
it's just not happening. I'm going to announce to my wife right now, it's not happening. We're not going anywhere.
So that would be basically our coronavirus segment of the day. I don't really want to talk about it more than that. Today, I want to talk about. Okay, I lied a little bit. Oh no, I didn't lie. We're going to talk a little bit about the stock market, just a little, not too much. I just want to talk about this stupid circuit breaker.
I got some quotes for you.
And Matt has some quotes, and then we're going to just jump over to Twitter. Let's put a little bow on the little war that happened at Twitter. It was a quick war.
It wasn't a very long war.
Well, not all wars are long, but there was a skirmish at Twitter, and they wanted Jack out, but Jack's not out. And we'll kind of sum that up, and that's all we have for today. So that's good. All right, let's start with the bizarre thing that is the stock market. Something that Matt understands quite a bit more than I do. At least he's able to answer all my stupid questions pretty well, I think. I mean, he could be making shit up, but
well, we could say it this way: your questions are so simple that I can answer them.
Well, I really do think in this regard I represent most people because it's just I want to talk about this circuit breaker that happened yesterday. So yesterday, the S&P 500 fell more than 7%, triggering a circuit breaker that temporarily halted trading, which I didn't know about this. So there are three levels of this circuit breaker which apply at the New York Stock Exchange, and these are the levels that cause all trading to stop. So one of them is that, and I find this fascinating, if the S&P 500 drops 7%, trading will pause for 15 minutes. If the S&P 500 declines 13%, trading will again pause for 15 minutes if the drop occurs on or before 3:25 p.m. And then level 3 is if the S&P 500 falls 20%, trading would halt for the remainder of the day. And I guess the reason why they've inserted these circuit breakers, I think that the primary reason is that they're cheating. That's my premise.
Wow. Bold.
But the second reason is that they want people to take a break and think about what's going on.
Yeah, it's not. It's actually more complicated than that.
But why don't they think about what's going on the rest of the week? I don't know. I feel like this is a big cheat. Like I don't follow this.
Look,
Can you explain the circuit breaker to me?
Okay, so if you think markets are rational places where prices are negotiated by two highly informed and aware parties.
No, I think they're the Bellagio with a bunch of like college basketball games on big TV screens and a bunch of weird white dudes like eating wings and staring at women and betting on games. That's what I think it is.
Not totally wrong.
Okay.
The circuit breaker is the ultimate sort of example of humanity in markets because humans get petrified, and when they get petrified, they do really stupid things. I'm surprised there's not a circuit breaker when the market goes up 7%.
I was going to say the same thing. Why? Okay, so if we buy too much, how come the market doesn't pause and say, "Hey, what are you doing? Like, why are you investing so much in this shit?"
I think the market needs. I think actually, if there is a lesson to come out of coronavirus, it should be that markets need up and down circuit breakers because it's all nuts. There is no rationality. It's greed or fear.
All right. Do you want to go to your quotes, or I feel bad because you sound like you're poised for a really wonderful phlegmy cough right now.
No, I'm good. I pulled a bunch of quotes because the best part of any market crash is
Yeah.
not the massive amount of lost retirement, obviously. It's not the fact that your cost of capital goes up because no one wants to lend you anything. It's none of it. The economic impacts are all terrible, but the quotes that come out of them are
Right.
brilliant.
The flowery hyperbole.
It is amazing. Okay, so I separated some quotes from like traders and heads of, research and economists and, all these different people that I get quoted in the media about the market and the crash. I separated it into three categories. First, understated reactions.
Okay. Wow, those exist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Second, the obvious reactions. And then third, white people losing paper money going out of their minds reactions.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
Okay, so here's an example of some understated reactions. Quote, and I'm not going to attribute any of these quotes because they're from all over the place. Quote, I'm worried. Okay, that feels understated to me. Here's one. Quote, what, are you kidding me? That's what somebody actually told the media about markets. Okay. Are you kidding me? Quote, it's an overreaction. The market crash is an overreaction. And then those are some pretty understated reactions. Here's some obvious reactions. These are like duh reactions. Okay. Mm-hmm. Quote, we're seeing borderline panic because of fear.
Okay. Sure.
If I unpack that a little bit, panic and fear are the same thing, right?
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so we're seeing fear because of fear is basically what that person said. All right. Well done. Quote, uncertainty is what's causing all of this. Really?
Okay.
Because when the markets are going up, it's certainty causing all of that?
Yes,
it makes no sense. That's ridiculous. Quote, markets have gone into panic mode, pure and simple. And then here's one that I liked, actually. Quote, will I get my money back? That's all investors care about.
Will they?
No. The answer is no. So, so those are all like obvious reactions. Your gut reaction is like, am I going to get my money back? That's probably a good way to end that. Now, my favorite segment, which is white people losing paper money going out of their minds.
Yes.
Quote, I've never seen anything like this.
Really? Nothing like this.
It's really emphatic.
So this person's like 4 years old?
Quote, it was a long night.
Oh. What does that mean? Like just a sleepless, sweaty night?
I guess.
Staring at their worth on paper?
It sounds like you were up while your loved one was getting surgery, though, doesn't it? It was a really long night.
From a rusty scalpel.
Quote, the sky is falling. Get out while you can.
Huh?
Yeah, that's a quote about the market.
All right.
And then this one was this is the most overused trading phrase ever. Quote, it's utter carnage out there. It's not the fields of Phnom Penh. It's not the killing fields.
All right. That's a good time to move on. You done with your?
I'm done. That's my quotes. I love these quotes.
I'm gonna give you a break. Gargle some like salty tea or something. Let's go talk about Twitter. So the big news last week was that some rich people at Elliott Management kind of stormed their way into Twitter, bought a crap load of stock, and decided that Jack Dorsey should not be CEO anymore. And they made a bit of a public temper tantrum about it. And then one of the who I call our rivals, that's the people over at Pivot.
You're the only one who calls them.
I'm the only one. I don't care. Scott Galloway over there was 100% sure that Jack Dorsey would be gone within a week. He's one of the people sort of leading this bizarre campaign to get rid of Jack Dorsey. One of the reasons being that he is the CEO of both Twitter and Square, and that fine, I'll accept that. The other one, which I am constantly irritated about, is that Jack Dorsey dared to suggest that he might go to Africa for a few months. First, the news was that of course Jack Dorsey was Africa shamed and he was reconsidering his trip. But part of that was that partially blaming coronavirus fears, which is bullshit.
There are no coronavirus cases in Africa, are there?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I mean, clearly the reason why he was reconsidering is he had white man rich fears taking over Twitter. I didn't say that right, but it felt good. All right, so so they all came to an agreement, and we can discuss. So here's the quick takeaway. So not only is Elliott Management involved, but also Silver Lake is involved. I don't know how they suddenly got involved.
Silver Lake.
Silver Lake is a private equity company, right? That invests.
Yeah, there's
in
not enough
tech.
private equity companies in tech. That's a problem.
They're tech investors, right? Essentially. Okay, so here's the agreement. Silver Lake is going to make a $1 billion investment in the Twitter. The board of Twitter has authorized a $2 billion share repurchase program, which I don't know how that's going to help Twitter. And then the Twitter board has added 2 new directors, Egon Durbin, who is co-CEO at Silver Lake, and Jesse Cohen, this is a great title, who is the head of U.S. equity activism at Elliott Management. And then finally, the Twitter board has agreed to create something called what's it called? It's a new committee. It's a management structure committee, which is really code for creating something that's kind of maybe spend a lot of time bothering Jack Dorsey.
So,
right?
It's the Annoy Jack Dorsey committee.
Yeah. So what do you think here? Is there other than a bunch of rich people stepped in, suddenly they have a massive board presence?
All right. So I think
is there a win? Does either side win here to you?
Well, so we just put out a market medium about dual class shares, right? And if you haven't checked that out, you should check that out. But 2 things strike me about this that we've talked about some, but I want to talk about more because I don't want to get off this hill. I can't figure how. So Jack Dorsey has 2 CEO roles. Mm-hmm. By a rough count.
Yeah.
Elon Musk has like 5.
Yeah. Oh, before you get there, while we're here, can I just tell you about Egon Durbin? One of the new.
He's number 2 for me. I want to come back to Egon.
Can I just tell you? I have it all written down here. Can I just tell you?
Yes, please.
Okay. I hate to interrupt. I'm excited about this. Egon Durbin. I hope you're listening. I mean, you must be listening, right? I'm going to call you out right now. Egon Durbin, co-CEO at Silver Lake, new Twitter board member. Here's what Egon Durbin also does. He serves as chairman of the board at Endeavor Group Holdings. He also serves on the board of directors of City Football Group, Dell Technologies, Learfield IMG College, Motorola Solutions, SecureWorks, UFC, Unity Technologies, VMware, and Verily. He also, Mr. Durbin, currently serves on the Business Council and Business Roundtable. So there you go, like 15 other jobs.
That guy, it's okay
hypocrisy
for him
in action.
Can we? But it's worth saying that we took a Twitter board that was effectively 50% diverse, and we added 2 of the most overboarded, entrenchy white guys we could find. This was our solution. All the while shaming Jack Dorsey for having 2 CEO jobs when Elon Musk has 5. Jeff Bezos has at least 3. These guys all have like 3 CEO jobs. And I don't necessarily agree that they should, but I'm saying the standard we're holding here is this really the paragon of corporate governance? Was it ever about the governance? Vote out Omid. Omid's still there.
I agree with you. I mean, cut into the Google controller. There's like half the board is from Google. Omid is mysteriously lurking.
They
we don't
added
know
a guy with
what he does.
10 board seats.
Here's what okay. So last week Jack sucked and they had to get rid of him, right? I just want to read you one of the quotes from one of the new directors. This is from Egon Durbin. It says, Twitter's revolutionary platform is a cornerstone of the public discourse. So that's a pretty good feather in the cap for Jack Dorsey.
Nice.
He also wanted to say, we are impressed by Jack's tireless work over the last few years to solidify the leadership team, improve the product, and strengthen the company. So more pluses for Jack. Jack is a visionary leader and a critical force behind Twitter's ongoing evolution and growth. So what happened? What was going on last week?
Last week, he was the reason why Twitter underperformed.
Yeah.
He was an utter failure and a governance liability. This was a slam dunk case of stupidity.
Yeah. And then the other director said Twitter is one of the most important platforms in the global dialogue and one of the most innovative and unique technology companies in the world. And I'm guessing they would owe that to Jack Dorsey. So, yeah.
No, they owe that to Elliott management.
For all of you interested in fun stuff, gambling, sports, March Madness, we are doing our own little bracket, aren't we?
Yeah, if you pay attention to us, because because we are working on something for March Madness.
Yeah, what are we calling it? The March Sadness?
We are working on a March Sadness bracket, which you will only get on the Business Pants podcast.
There's no chance you're going to find this anywhere else.
And just to give you a taste of the kind of thing that you're looking at, we will be at the end of this week, we will be seeding companies into 4 different divisions.
Yeah.
Those divisions include the fake public company division.
Yeah.
They include the stakeholders rule division.
Mm-hmm.
They include the CEO's rule division, and they include the apology tour division. These are the divisions in which the March Sadness bracket will be separated. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I think we're debuting that bracket on
Friday,
March 14th, Friday. Is that right?
Friday. This Friday,
March 13th. March 13th. All right, that's all.
That is Damian Rollis. I am Matt Muscardi. This was Business Pants. It was March 10th, 2020. If you like what you heard, please subscribe, rate, give this to a friend, because for the love of God, if I have to keep asking you to share this with anybody else, we're just going to go out of business. It's just not what you want to happen. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to the 2 Courtneys, our producers. Thank you to John Walsh for art. Thank you to Todd Hovanek for music. And if you like what you hear here, then go check out The Market Medium, which is my podcast, which is significantly better than this drivel. And we will be back at you tomorrow. See you, Damien.
Wow. See you, man.